Alright, so today we are going to discuss about media literacy. Okay, what is the literacy? Simple words, the ability to read and write. And what is the media literacy? An ability to read between the lines. What does it mean exactly?
To understand.
Yeah, read between the lines means?
Understanding what we are reading and
Become the important point.
Yes, that is the literacy, you understand it. And what is the media literacy? Literacy means the ability to read and write, and the media literacy means the ability to read between the lines of the media. Okay, this literacy is an essential skill for the 21st century. Why? It's because you are getting random messages from so many sources. You have no idea whether you should believe it or not believe it, what to do, what not to do, right? So if you are expert in the media literacy, if you know the media literacy, then you make a informed, intelligent choice about your decision. Okay, for example, what advertising says about the beauty products, right? To be happy, you need to be very fair, good shape, all this stuff. But is it true?
No.
That's why, in the first year, basically last year this topic was not there, but the last time we changed. It's because it's important for every media person to know about the latest happenings in the 21st century's digital era. Otherwise, you will be as illiterate as a person who cannot read and write. Absolutely. A person who is illiterate cannot distinguish what is fact from the fiction. Cannot distinguish what is misinformation from the information, right? You cannot distinguish what is disinformation from the information. What is misinformation or what is disinformation? Have you heard?
Yes.
Misinformation is something where accidentally it will get viral. A disinformation is intentional, to malign someone's character. Okay, well, the point is, we are media people, of course, then consuming and creating, right? So we're consuming media, so there is a high chance you will be a victim of the manipulation, you will be a victim of the propaganda, misinformation, whatever it is. It is because you are not immune to a propaganda. Why? Because you are not aware of it, how to read the media. Let's say that if you look at the newspaper, what is there? 70% of the population we have from the rural background, and what you see in the main newspaper is the sports, is entertainment, is the politics. Do you read the poorest people, stories of the poorest people on planet? You don't read it. So what happens? You only see the top creamy layer about the beauty of the world, and you think there is no one is suffering in the world, and the world is having such a greatest days on the planet. Of course they are. But now, if you don't know the other side of the world, what happens to your mind? What happens to your interpretations? You will stop thinking about it. So you only understand the world when you look at the negative side of the things, not positive side. Okay, positive side you will get the idea. But if you keep on thinking about world is a positive place, what about the negative things that are happening in the world? And how do you get to know? Unless you have the critical thinking. And how do you get the critical thinking? By understanding the media. Okay, so this class will tell you how to read the media. This class is about media literacy and evaluation. What happened during the COVID? During the COVID, people started walking on the roads.
yes.
People were wondering, from where these people are coming out? You never heard even who are these migrant laborers. Just you will never read about it because nobody is reporting them. You know how many millions of these people are there in the ground? These people roam just to get the work from one place to one place. They don't have any IDs, they don't have any other cards. They roam each and every 6 months to get the work from Tamil Nadu to Madhya Pradesh to Rajasthan, whenever they get, wherever they get work. Have you ever thought about their security, education, right? Their children, women empowerment. Can you imagine? Because from the last 10 years, look at the media contents. Read how many stories media published about these poorest people. Can you find? Almost none. They might on the top, in the last page, right? So which means if media is projecting some issues on the main, in a headline, what does it mean? It is telling you this is important, right? If media is telling something in the last page, what does it mean? Thanks. So media directly tells us what is important and what is not important to us. But once if you have the media literacy skills to understand the between the lines of the concept, you know the reality. To defend yourself from all this nonsense, you must have the ability to defend all this nonsense. Okay, if you look at this one, where questioning the motives of the content producers in order to make informed choices about the content selection and uses. What does it mean? It means the one who is producing the media contents, maybe newspaper editors, whoever, you read it and you question, is it true or not, instead of blindly believing it. Okay, see, media students, all media students may not be a journalist, but they must be a critical thinkers. Not only media journalists, every citizen. This chapter should be there in the classrooms from the, I think 5th class, because everybody is using the internet, because our society is a very sensitive society, especially these matters we don't open up. Okay, so while you are using social media, while you're talking to strangers, make sure that you are in the right way, because you are a media student, so you should not fall for those traps. Yes, ma?
I need to make an announcement.
Okay, please.
Please pay attention.
Evaluate. So you have the concept of media literacy and evaluation. So how do we evaluate? These are the questions you ask yourself. Okay, the first one, is this message credible or not credible? Who is that person? Is he having any expertise on the subject or not? Okay, the credibility of the message, even in a social media or digital media, even from the blogs also, you see the credibility. And now, is this message effective? Is this message creative? Is this message manipulative? Is it telling you that use this one so that you become a fair and everybody will look at you when you go to college, right? Is it telling you? See, while if any advertisement is telling you so that everybody will look at you, they're not actually selling the product. They're selling you attention. They're selling you a belief that where if you become attractive, that will boost your confidence. Is it? Now, is this message propaganda? What do you know about propaganda?
Spreading something.
Motive based motive.
The propaganda is very simple, making you believe in specified belief systems, and it will support your belief system to give a moral support. For example, once you believe in a certain religion, and if I tell you something about that religion, you'll feel confident. If I criticize that religion, I think you know what happens. You might feel offended. You might not. Internally, you might not talk to that person because of it is questioning your whole existence of religion. Okay, so on those lines, the propaganda falls. It's not about religion. It's about it may use a religion to get what they want. Right? It may be votes. It may be a selling. It may be a support for certain groups. It can be anything. So that is what a propaganda is. I think certainly in some, I don't know, in some Scandinavian countries like Sweden, I don't know, advertising is called I think white propaganda. White propaganda. White. WHITE. White propaganda. It is because it is making you buy something which you don't need sometimes, right? So what we need is need. Okay, so there are things which you don't need. You might think that you need. That is the difference. Okay, so like that, when you're reading a text, why this text is there? Okay, what is the purpose? Is it trying to influence me or is it trying to influence others? What happens if they're influenced by that text? Right? For example, if you see the Twitter, why certain topics are only trending? Always it's about celebrities, right? A politician. Why can't some other ways? Why can't it be like schools in the government colleges? Why can't it be like a women's safety in the rural, in women empowerment in the rural area? Why can't it is it trending news? right? Have you ever thought about it? For example, think 1 second, if there is one person who is actually trending this topic intentionally, what do you think? Okay, this is an important topic now. Now Twitter become a headline in the newspapers, in the televisions. It can become a debate also, right? So for example, recently we have seen Ranveer Singh photo controversy. It has become such a national important, in the prime time also people are discussing about it, right? So it is unnecessary to discuss about all these things. We have a lot of important things, right? Why should we discuss about it? Because it is entertaining, because everybody talks about it. Okay, of course it might grab the attention of the people for the commercial purpose, but does it serve the actual to journalism purpose? Right? So these are all the questions of critically media people, critical thinkers ask. Okay, then considering the influence of media, oneself, others, groups, cultures, and society, processing the role of media in regards to the power and privilege. What is power and privilege? Powerful people.
Make place of power.
Okay.
Who controls the media?
Media. If you look at it, who are the people who are controlling the media? Right? So, okay, are their beliefs are aligning with some political parties? And if yes, what kind of newspapers are reporting what kind of news? That is important. What kind of news channels are actually reporting what kind of news? Are they supporting certain political views? Is it aligned with the constitutional values? Have you ever thought about it? This is how a critical intellectual think about the media and the society. All right. Well, self-reflective media analysis allows individual consider the connection between media, belief, action by understanding. Once you believe, you do the actions. So before you believing, you should know that you should know that how to think, how to act. Okay. So this is a class of media literacy. Can you go up? I think we have some more points are there. Values. Own values, beliefs, biases and experiences influence how we interpret media messages we encounter. I think this sums up our entire how we behave in our day-to-day life. Okay, our own values, our belief systems, how many people agree that we are by nature somewhat biased towards some issues, despite the fact that we know we should not, right? We do know that, right? So there are a lot of issues, right? Yeah. So yes, yes. So and now look at this one. How credible is it? We have already read about it. Go up. Anything we see new? Okay. So that is a class of media literacy and evaluation. These are the evaluation about the media contents. Any questions, please?